Hey guys, welcome back. This is ChosenArchitect, and today we're going to be learning a lot of stuff, so I hope you guys are ready. Today is going to be one fun-filled episode full of tons of information because we're going to be going over how to do a lot of different things. So, to get started, let's go ahead and take a look at my inventory. kind of sneak peek at what we're going to do. We're going to be building a base on the moon. A lot of you guys were like, oh, you should build a moon base. I do want to do that. And I'm going to do it a little bit differently than just building it by hand. Also, we're going to get refined storage there. So I'm going to show you how to get refined storage cross-dimensionally as well, which is a really good thing to know how to do, so you guys can be able to move things cross-dimensionally. And also, we're going to link. We're also going to link our wireless grid and give ourselves a wireless transmitter so we can still access things wirelessly. Now, as you can see, I also have some RF tool builder things going on here. I still need to grab a, what is it called? Just a regular lever, right? Yeah, we're gonna need a lever, because this is how we're gonna build stuff. We're also gonna need a chest, just to store some of the materials. Probably a double chest, just so we can store it. Because we don't have like iron chests in here, unfortunately. We do have the large chests, colossal chests and stuff, but I think that's a little overkill for what we're gonna be working with. All right, so we need to get this over to the moon. I have power, so this can go cross-dimensionally as well for power, which is RF tools. And then I have the builder and composer. So we're going to learn how to use the composer today. And I hope this is some really cool information for you guys. And then I also have a bunch of building materials in here. So I have some vacuum glass, which I found is really cool. And I made sure the vacuum glass was this variant of vacuum glass, which is you basically make your regular vacuum glass like this, and then surround it with the tin walls that you can just harvest from the villages, and you get this. Yeah, these things are actually pretty expensive to build on your own, so I definitely recommend just harvesting them from the villages. And we're going to use that to build our base structure, right? I think that's going to be what we use. Now, you can use regular glass as well. I think we're going to incorporate some of that. But let's go ahead and get after it, right? Let's start working on this and start working on everything we need to get this to be functional. So the first thing we need to do is hook up our refined storage. So we have a transmitter and receiver. Of course, you transmit a signal from the host. So this would be our central area. And if we were just to place a transmitter right here, you can see everything is ready to go. Now, the network card does need to be told where the network receiver is. So you can basically go like this, take this, and shift right click, I believe, or just right click. I believe it's just right click or shift right click. Yeah, shift right click to link its coordinates. And then you would place that in here and that would link up. It would also share the power from the network, right? So that's how this would work. And it also costs a little bit. You can see right here, because this is so close, it's only going to use 64. But when we go cross-dimensionally, it gets a bit more expensive. So we need to take this and place it in the other dimension, and we'll basically link the card, then come back and then put the card inside here, and that will activate the one in the other dimension. Hopefully that's pretty clear. And then I have some cable and also made a crafting grid for everything, and we should be able to go ahead and get that set up. So let's do so. We shouldn't even have to worry about power. I believe it sends it cross-dimensionally. So let's head to the moon. And this is we need to figure out kind of where we're going to set up. I want a flattish area, semi-flat. I guess that'd be the best thing to look for. And I think this area is actually probably the flattest area I've seen. It doesn't have to be perfect because of course we can use the builder to fix that. But I think right here is going to be just about fine. Let's go ahead and place, just for right now, we'll place this in the ground, one block. And we'll go ahead and get the card linked to it like that. And then I'm going to go ahead and pull this out. I'm going to break this bottom block. And it's just going to allow me to kind of hide this cable down here. Well, actually, we might need to take it down one more, right? Let's go one more. It'll just allow me to hide the cable down here. Perfect. And then I'm going to go ahead and place this. And then place the upgrades in there. And then we can go ahead and actually grab this. Place that one up. And there we go. We have ourselves a crafting terminal. Of course, it's not powered on because we need to make sure that everything is linked, and we need to go back to this dimension. Right? We need to go back to the overworld and get this all set up. Now I'm going to go ahead and break this. I love that we can see Earth. And this is other planets, by the way. I think some people are saying, oh, there's the moon while you're on the moon. But no, I believe that is Mars, right? I think that is Mars, which is going to be the next planet that we should be heading to. And while we're here, it should allow for this planet to start building up the meteors that we're going to need. Some people also mentioned that I should go to another dimension. I should go to, the asteroid field, because I'll find more meteors there. I can't go there till I have a tier 3 rocket, and I can't go to the tier 2 planets until I have gathered enough meteors. So that's why I'm building a base here, just so we can gather more resources. So we can go ahead and place this. I might as well place it like right here or something. And moon. Moon base. Perfect. Now let's go ahead and head back home, and we're going to get everything just situated. We're going to activate this thing, and then we can start working on gathering everything else up. So we'll place this in here, and you're going to notice it's going to be quite expensive. And you can see the dimension is -28. And now, it's only 64. I thought it was going to be, closer to the thousands. I've definitely seen it closer to, it's because the dimension's not loaded, right? Because the receiver is what's going to cost a lot. Oh yeah, so we don't have anything loading that dimension, but I'm pretty sure it gets pretty expensive. If I remember correctly. All right, well, let's just go ahead and head back. And now, it's powered on and ready to go. And we should also be able to access this. We don't have to link this to anything, just as long as it's connected, because it's all connected to the same network, right? So this gives us access to building tools and resources if we need them while we're here. Now, we are still running off of oxygen, so we do need to keep an eye on that while we're working on this. But let's talk about the composer and how this thing functions, because this thing is kind of complicated and just looks all kinds of crazy when you get into it. First thing you probably want to do is hit Control-O to remove JEI, because you're going to want a free workspace for this. And what you're going to get is a shape card. You can just place a shape card in here, and you can open the shape card. All right. So inside here, we just have a cube, right? Just a regular old cube. And let's go ahead and make this, I don't know. First of all, we have to place a card down here, a shape card, and we need to define the bounds. So right now, this shape card's bounds, the bounding area that we can work in, is the same size as your base default cube, which is a 5x5x5, which means you can only work in a 5 block by 5 block area. We need to make that bigger. Let's go ahead and use I believe like 99, 99, 99. Right? Is 99? I don't think so. I was going to say, is 99 divisible 3? I need something that's divisible by 3. And I don't believe 99 is divisible by 3. Oh, it is. Yeah, 33. Okay. So, giving this, we do want something that's divisible by 3 because I want it to be an even space. So, setting it to this will work. Now, you can actually move around in this area here. But as you can see, I'm trying to zoom in and zoom out. I can't really zoom in and zoom out here. Normally you can, but we have the bounding box so large. So, what does this mean? Well, if we take this out, we should be able to start modifying what's inside this bounding box, basically. So this is... Let me just make sure real quick I'm looking at the right thing. So cards, not a shaped chamber. I'm thinking, yeah, because this ends up storing and saving to not a shape card. It stores to a composite shape. But yeah, you basically just start building shapes on top of shapes. So say we have this 15 by 15 cube, or actually let's make it into a solid, and we'll make it a sphere. We can find one. Box, dome, sphere. Okay. And yes, this one actually, I believe, this shape card is set to composition by default, right? So we want to make sure that that's set to composition. And when we place this in, you're going to see that we can actually see the individual shape here. So it's set to sphere. So let's make this 15. And you can see that now that shows up. So what the good thing you can, what can you do with this? Well, you can take other shape cards. For example, I'm adding this shape card, and you can actually subtract from here. So if I make a, let's see, a solid, and we go with cylinder, and then we set this to, I don't know, just say 12, for example, right now, 12, 12. And we make this, I don't know, 15 tall. Well, actually it needs to be taller. So 23 in length, right? And we, let's make this a little bit smaller. Let's do 9 and 9. So we have this cylinder here. Well, I want to put it inside here and have it remove. So I set this to subtract mode, and as you can see, it's removing from it. You can also flip this on its axis here. You can change axis by messing with this. So now it's on a different axis, and you can change the axis that it's on. So you can flip this however you want. And this can be used for a lot of really cool things. You can make custom shapes at your whim. And not only that, you can specify what blocks the builder will actually place. So if you want your outer edge to be a specific block, you just set it as that specific block, and the builder will look in the chest for that block and will build it out of that material. So this is just kind of an overview of how this machine actually functions. It is a really powerful building tool because it allows you to, in 3D, build out the shape that you want, and you really don't have any limitations really, other than the bounding box here. So I will be using this to build tunnels. And I'm going to build a space station sort of like this. I think I'm going to go with a sphere here. And I want to make sure that every number that I'm using for this is divisible by 3. Right? And that will give me a 3 by 3 area on the inside, because that's what I do want to work with. So I'm going to see what I can come up with. I'm going to kind of do some messing around and see what kind of spaceship or what kind of space base type thing I might be able to come up with here. So I kind of have a structure sort of set forth, and I think this is going to really work. I'm going to have to do some manual work on the inside of it because I don't want to have to go through the incredible process of adding floors and stuff. That would, have to be, allowed in here because it would just add to more steps, because I already have a multi-composite build going on here. So let's talk about this. So what you can do is this right here is a composite, right? So I have all of these different shapes that are added to this. You can actually pull this shape card out that will be all the stored information here, and then just throw it back in here and add even more shape cards into here. So there is 5 formula shape cards in this one. And then in this one, this has 7 formulas in it. So 7 individual shape cards are associated with this one composite card. And then right here is 5 added on top of that. So this is, a lot of different shape cards that are making this. So let's talk about this. So inside this shape, it's kind of hard to demonstrate because I don't have the other setup because it's all composited right here. But basically this is a hollow sphere. And then I have these cylinders I have running crossed ways that are actually removing the outside edges, so I don't have to actually hollow this out. And then on these shapes here, these are where I will have to hollow out. So I should be able to build this. And then also I'm placing the colors here. I want this all to be built out of this material, and then we're going to place our glass in ourselves. You can see my oxygen, how long I've been working on this. My oxygen levels are just, not good. And it is dark, dark, dark here. But yeah, we should be able to pull this out and build this thing. We need to figure out where exactly we're going to build it. That is going to be a thing. And I also heard an explosion a little bit ago. Yes, over here. Perfect. And this is kind of what I want. I wanted to hear some of these explosions. There's one here, one here. The longer I hang out here, the more of these we're going to find. Oh, which is going to be so good. Get out of here. Get out of here. And I don't know if fortune actually helps. Did he take it? Oh my gosh. I think he took it. Nope. I just didn't get any out of that. Oh, I did. Fallen meteor. Oh, I have silk touch. Okay. Anyways, I'm going to go ahead and make sure I have enough materials for all this. We should. And then we are going to find a good place for this, and we're going to get this builder to build it. And yeah, I can't wait to see what this thing does. So I have pretty much everything ready to go. I'm just going to basically throw a bunch of these walls because this is exactly what this is going to be built out of. And I'm hoping we have enough. If not, I will definitely have to farm a bit more. But I'm just going to go ahead and throw all of this in here. And we can go ahead. I already have the composition in here, and we can hit the support view. And this is what it's going to look like. You can tell this is the only thing I have to kind of break out is these blocks. But that's not going to be too bad. And the floor is actually just about where I want it. Now, having this right here, we could probably get away with raising it up a little bit. I'd prefer the floor to be at this level right here. So we could probably raise this what? Let's see, this would be floor level. So 1, 2 blocks maybe? So let's see what we can do. We can take this and we can go 2. See if that puts this support view where I want it. Perfect, it is. So that way we can just break, we have minimal blocks that we need to break. Now, this will not place blocks underground. It's only going to place blocks where you see supports. So if there's currently ground there, it'll actually save us on materials because it won't like break and replace those blocks, which should save us a lot of materials. Now, this thing is ready to go, powered up. All we got to do is flip on a lever and turn this thing on, and it should start building. Probably pretty quick as well. So it's going to be checking areas, and it hasn't started using blocks yet. It's probably because it's like scanning underground. I'm still waiting for the... Oh, there it goes. Okay. So it's starting to build everything. Now this probably will be full of mobs, as, yeah, it doesn't have windows yet and things like that, but we will put the windows in for sure. Yeah, we just gotta sit back and let this thing build. It is super cool. Of course, yeah, and it's going to be running off this same power. Yeah, it's running at full speed right now. So let's see. Oh, we're out of material. Okay. So if we run out of material, you know what? We just have to harvest more. Yeah, and we have a lot of harvesting to do from the looks of it because we only got 1 dome done. Oh boy, I'm going to be busy. So we should almost be done here. Almost finished building. This is like the last area it has to build out. So I think I have enough material now. And looks like it might be done. Of course, it'll say when it's done. Just making sure it's doing its final checks. Now, I went ahead and built some lights. These Ender IO lights are absolutely fantastic and futuristic looking all together. So I think this, yeah, I think it's about done. If we break this, oh yeah, we can see into the rooms. All these rooms should be built out. And complete. So, the only thing I really need to break through is just this area. I'm going to have to break through these areas here. So I'm going to get these cleared up. And yeah, I'm going to place some lights in here. We're going to get this place all lit up. And then we're going to figure out what exactly we're going to do with this. How we're going to set the flooring up. And yeah, really get started with having an actual spaceship. Like, it doesn't get cooler than this. Or space station, that's what you want to call it. For the most part, this is starting to look pretty good. Now, I do want to go ahead and get the glass in. And this is kind of cool. Look what these windows actually look like from this mod. Like, they are really futuristic. And they're like double pane and pressurized. And I'm hoping that this actually functions this way. And this area is actually pressurized. I would think it would be. And I do know there are some interesting doors that we could use. So we might even, you know, get into making some kind of doors for these areas. I know there's like some pressurized doors, I think. Galacticraft. I may be wrong. It may be like from an older version, but I do remember seeing some like doors that were used. Like pressurized hydraulic platforms. So yeah, there's definitely probably some stuff in here that I would just need to get into and look. Ooh, some light panels. Ooh, I kind of like some of this. So yeah, definitely, we still have a lot to go. There's a lot of decoration stuff still yet to get into. But man, getting into some light panels, that actually sounds like a really cool idea. All right, so most of the windows are in. I do want to put some windows like on these side panels here. I think like having big windows right here is going to be the way to go. And like I said, light panels are probably what's going to end up replacing all this. So not too concerned by all that. But yeah, definitely big old windows here. Look at that. We can see right through. I'm liking this. So this is what I ended up with as far as our base goes. Now, this is still too large for the compressor and stuff to function properly. There is like an airlock that could technically go, all right, this area is completely sealed off and we can support it with oxygen. Unfortunately, it's the area is too big, so I'd have to like block off specific areas for this to work. Now you can see I did place down some dirt and grass, and I went ahead and planted some trees and bone milled them. Now, the oxygen collector needs leaves around it in order for this to function, for it to gather oxygen. And then I went ahead and set up another regular oxygen setup that we have in our overworld, so that way I can still replenish my tanks, and I can replenish them here, which is going to allow us to be able to farm a lot more efficiently, and I don't have to go all the way back to the house. Some cool things that I have. So those lights that I was showing off, I didn't realize until after I had about half of them placed, that you can actually take these. Let me just grab one here, for example. And by default, it's just going to place its standard color. Which is the one like the way you see it right here. But if you shift right click on a block, the whole stack will end up turning into whatever block you shift clicked it on. So for example, if I shift click it on this block, it's going to turn into this. And so that's what I used all the way through here. And by the way, making the torches are pretty simple to be able to get all these light panels. But anyways, after all that was done, this is kind of our base so far. So I'm thinking about doing some more things to this. I don't know, as of right now, this is actually really nice. The only thing I really need is a way to go in and out of here efficiently. And of course, an elevator is probably the best way to do that, is just to have an elevator somewhere. So maybe even an elevator, I don't know, right here on this corner bit. Like we can have an elevator, what, right here? Where is the corner? This is the corner? So we place one here, and then right up here, we could technically place an elevator right here on this corner bit. And yeah, that would actually work perfect. And we would fill this in with the tin walls right here. So let's fill this back in. And that will give us an entryway in and out. Perfect. And yeah, and still keep this thing kind of sealed off. Even though right now there's still not oxygen fully in this whole area. And the bubble generator that generates oxygen only generates a bubble that's about 16 blocks. Now, we could set up our whole base to generate the giant bubble, which would be really nice. But yeah, I think for right now, this will be just fine. So let's see. I have a Fortune 3. Now, I want to see if Fortune 3 works on these. I really want to take these guys out. I'm going to need a few of these. And luckily, they have all spawned around us just for me working on all this. So hopefully we have enough because I really want to get that tier 2 rocket going. And I want to be able to go to other planets. Now, some of you guys were like, Galacticraft's kind of boring. The planets are all the same, blah, blah, blah. And you know what? It's not really about, is it boring or not? I don't understand the concept around, here lately, just the amount of comments I've been getting that are like, they want to see more adventure and stuff. And, and I'm like, that's not really what a lot of these mod packs are about, right? There are adventure-ish mods out there, but, the big part about Minecraft, or about modded Minecraft that I love, is the automation factor. And, you are going to be stuck in a crafting table. I mean, this is Minecraft, for crying out loud. You have to craft things in order for those things to exist in the world. So, of course, you're going to be crafting a lot. But yeah, that's just something that I've been seeing a lot. I don't really understand the idea around it, but who knows? It could be like a bunch of 4-year-olds, for all I know, commenting about it. But anyways, I'm gonna harvest a bunch of these up, because yeah, we've gotten a lot here recently. Look at this. The whole map is like covered in them, which is good because yeah, I've been working on this for a while, getting this all situated. It looks like we have just a couple of big old balls here, which I mean, yeah, we do. That's gonna make a really good thumbnail. So with all that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed today's episode and learned a little bit more about Galacticraft and how to go about building a station. And yeah, I hope you learned some important things today. We went over a lot of stuff. So guys, I hope you enjoyed. I'll see you in the next episode. And as always, thanks for watching.